out at the Eastern Nebraska Gun Club today. It's towards the end of July, and it's hot out. It's, you know, mid-80s, not too hot, you know, hot enough where you want to be in the shade, but not too hot where you want to stay indoors. And brought a couple guns out, just kind of grabbed a couple things that I felt like shooting. We'll start at the top. This is a Marlin Model 39A. It is a 22. It's a lever action rifle, rimfire of course, 22 long rifle, 22 long, 22 short. You can shoot all of them in there. Really nice gun. That one was made in 1948, and someone's very much enjoyed it. It works great, but you know, the finish has got some wear to it. It's got a little crack in the stock. I think there's a screw that's broken. It does still retain the Marlin bullseye there for Marlin aficionados. But a really nice gun. Enjoy shooting that one a lot. I usually try to bring it out with me every time I go shooting because it's a great gun to just, you know, work on marksmanship fundamentals, and it's just fun to shoot, and it's really affordable to shoot as well. This here is a Colt Model 1903 pocket handles. It is a semi-automatic 32 ACP, and it was developed or designed by John Moses Browning, the same gentleman who brought us the 1911, a lot of other great guns, too many to list. Here's the magazine. And this one was made in 1917, according to the serial number, which was 101 years ago. This one that's upside down right here, this is a newer Ruger GP100 357 Magnum. This one is the matte blued finish, has a 6-inch barrel, adjustable sights, double action, single action revolver with the rubberized grip on it, which makes it really nice to shoot. Good shooting gun. Ruger makes a good product. If you're looking for a 357 Magnum double action revolver, I would point you in the way of Ruger. I think they make a really good gun. Next over here, this is a like semi-vintage gun. It's a Smith Wesson Model 15. This one's nickel plated, which is really cool because you don't see a lot of nickel plated guns anymore. I think it's kind of a thing of the past. It has a beautiful finish to it. It just really shines nicely. And I'm not a huge fan of nickel plated guns because usually when you see them, like half the finish is taken away and they just look really bad. But this one is like brand new. I bought it at an auction and I was just so impressed with it that I had to have it. So it's definitely a fidget spinner for adults because it's shiny and it's fun to shoot. Trigger on it's really good. I think it may have been unfired when I bought it because the thing is just immaculate. I've shot it a little bit, but I really enjoy it, so I try to shoot it once in a while. And then down here we have the newer manufactured Marlin. This is a Model 1894. It's a 357 Magnum lever action rifle. You could also shoot 38 Special out of it. This one is factory original. I haven't modified it in any way. On most Marlins I like to upgrade the trigger, the ejector, the magazine follower. This one I haven't got to yet. It's all original. Some folks at the next bay enjoying the Second Amendment. There's the Marlin bullseye, you know, beautiful stock, pressed checkering, blued finish, just a, you know, classic cowboy action style gun. Really fun to shoot, enjoy it. I do plan on upgrading the trigger to the Wild West Guns Happy Trigger Kit. That's just a must-have upgrade for any Marlin. This one is a JM stamp Marlin. You can see the JM stamp right there on the barrel for Marlin aficionados. You know what that means. Basically it means it was manufactured before Remington bought Marlin and kind of did some questionable things. So I like the JM stamp on all my Marlins. I don't plan on buying a Marlin without it. It's just a mark of quality in my opinion. This is the little gun collection we have out today. Nothing too crazy. Let's shoot them and see how they do. Colt Model 1903 32 ACP. Made in 1917, so it's 101 years old. Let's see how it shoots. Works great. I guess that John Moses Browning guy knew what he was doing. All right, we got a Smith Wesson Model 15, 38 special, nickel plated, 6-shot. This is the K-frame size revolver. This one was made in 1987. Let's see how it shoots. Shot pretty well. Not too bad for a handsome old gun. Next video, this is on a Ruger GP100. This is a 357 revolver. It's got a 6-inch barrel, adjustable sights, all steel frame, which is nice, and a 357 Magnum. And I'm going to be shooting some of this Serbian PPU ammunition. Here's what one of the cartridges looks like. It has a nice flat point on it. It's good for a lever action gun. I got one of those out here today too. Serbian ammunition, but it's really high quality, really affordable. It's good stuff. I like to buy that brand when I can find it. Let's try the Ruger out and see how it does. It's gonna have a lot more kick than the 38 special. That should have been all 6. Dump them out. Yep. Ruger GP100. Reviewing that footage on the GP100, I noticed there was a little bit of muzzle flash with that PPU ammunition out of this gun, and it's like the middle of the day. It's super bright and sunny today. There's no cloud cover, and to actually see some muzzle flash, I was like, that's pretty cool. So let's see if we can duplicate that. Yeah, it's shooting really good. This Ruger makes a really high quality, nice revolver. I can't brag up the GP100 enough. This is a Marlin 1894 357 Magnum lever action rifle. I got it loaded up with 10 rounds of 357 Magnum made by Arms Corps. Go ahead and give it a shot, see if we can ring some steel with it. Got the Marlin Model 1894 loaded up with 10 rounds of 357 Magnum. This is a good option for if you're into cowboy action shooting, or if you want to do some close range, mid-sized game hunting like deer or Russian boar down south or something like that. This might be a good option for you. Holds 10 rounds of 357 Magnum. It's really a fun gun to shoot. Retains that kind of old Western nostalgia. Let's go ahead and see if we can ring a little bit of the steel downrange with it here. I mentioned the JM stamp on the Marlin earlier when I was kind of showing off the selection of guns that I brought out, and that stamp on a Marlin usually is on the barrel on this location where it meets the frame. It's just a little stamp with the letters J and M, and it's just a proof mark that stands for John Marlin. But when Remington bought Marlin, they quit stamping the guns that. It was basically a different company that owned it. And there's been some quality issues with the newer manufactured Marlins. This one was made like right at the end of the Marlins run. I bought it in like 2010. So it's right at the end, right around that time that Remington bought the company. And I really prefer to, all my Marlins have the JM stamp. It just kind of shows me that, you know, this gun was made by true American craftsmen that knew what they were doing. They've been building Marlins for a long time. They know what they're doing. They do it well. And for collectability, I think it's important. So all my Marlins have the JM stamp. A lot of folks say the new guns are just as good as the old ones, and maybe they're right. But I've seen some of the Marlins, the newer ones. The finishes are really bad. The wood was really ugly. Didn't have any character to it at all. And I don't know, just some quality control issues. But this model 1894 and 357 Magnum's great. Let's go ahead and put 10 more rounds on the steel plate. You can see it in action. Good gun. I mentioned before that it might be a good, you know, hunting gun option for you. And I've actually taken 2 deer with this gun. When I bought this gun, I didn't have a real suitable deer hunting gun. I had like some old surplus World War II guns, which would have been okay. And I had like an AR-15, which also would have been okay. But I bought this gun and I thought, well, this is probably the best option at the time. Now I have a bunch of different hunting guns. But this gun is actually a really good choice for like a medium range encounter, like 50 yards or closer. The 357 Magnum, it'll do you just fine. It's got plenty of power. If you put it in the right spot, it'll take down an animal humanely. It's really easy to shoot. The gun's, you know, fairly small, so if you're moving through brush or getting in and out of a vehicle, it's compact enough where you're not going to be bumping it into stuff. As you can see, I can leave it in my shoulder and cycle the action, which is good for a follow-up shot if you miss that first shot, or you got multiple, you know, pigs you're shooting at if you're down south or something. So I think it's a good option for you if you're looking for a open sight hunting rifle in, you know, relatively short range. I wouldn't take it out past 75 yards. I think that'd be optimistic. I put 5 more rounds of Arms Core 357 Magnum in it. Let's go ahead and ring that action steel target. Really nice gun that Marlin made, the Model 1894. This is a newer made one, made in 2010, but it does retain that nostalgia of a cowboy Western style. All right, this next gun that I picked up is the Marlin Model 39A. This is a 22. It shoots 22 long rifle, 22 short, 22 long. We're going to shoot 22 long rifle out of it. Holds 15 cartridges in the magazine tube. I need to load it up, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit while I'm loading it. We're shooting some CCI standard velocity 22 long rifles. Earlier I shot some suppressor 22 out of it, and those were really pleasant to shoot. They weren't loud at all. They were really quiet. But these are the standard velocities, so I am going to wear hearing protection when I shoot these. I don't want to damage my hearing at all. Like I said, you open the magazine tube by rotating this notch, expose the loading gate here, and then you can load it 3 at a time if you grab the shells like that with the lead bullet pointed forward. You can kind of slide them in there. You can load them 3 at a time. It'll hold 15 total, I think. It'll hold 15 for sure. Nice to hear some other folks out at the gun range today. It's a beautiful day for late July here in Nebraska. Usually it's just crazy hot, and it is warm today, but it's not too hot to spoil any fun or anything. After you load up your magazine tube, go ahead and push this brass follower back down. Make sure it's retained there like I mentioned earlier. Let's load it up. Go ahead and put our hearing protection on. Don't want to hurt our ears. Go ahead and shoot the old Marlin 22 long rifle. Just a smooth shooting gun, really nice. Really enjoy shooting this old Marlin. Works great. Especially when you work the action. Made in 1948. It's just buttery smooth yet. It's got a little bit of wear on the finish and whatnot, but this gun, someone enjoyed this gun a lot, like I am, because it's got some wear to it. This gun would be great for introducing a new shooter to the sport. If you've got a child or someone that's maybe sensitive to recoil or something like that, this would be a great gun to introduce them to shooting sports with. It's also good for, I think, small game. If you wanted to do squirrel or rabbit, something like that, this would be a really good option for you. Being that it is an older Marlin, it is certainly got some collector's value to it, and luckily I was able to get a really smoking hot deal on this gun when I bought it. The gentleman that sold it to me is kind of a family friend, and I didn't have a lot of spare money at the time, but he cut me a deal on it, so I definitely owe that guy a favor or something, because I do really enjoy this gun. It just shoots really nice, and I can't seem to just shoot it enough. Every time I go shooting, I kind of throw it in the truck and take it with. And I like to bring it out, especially if I'm bringing someone that's a newer shooter, doesn't have a lot of hands-on experience with guns. This is probably the one that I'll hand them first to get them acclimated to handling a firearm and stuff like that. So go ahead and put 15 more rounds downrange with it. Old Model 39A. Another thing I should mention about this old Marlin is this big round knob right here. This is a takedown knob, and you could actually, I'm not going to do it on video because I'm just filming with an iPhone, and I don't want it to drop apart or something in the gravel. But if you loosen this bolt, it actually breaks the gun down in half. You get the back half, which has the receiver and the stock, and then the front half has the fore end and the barrel and the magazine tube, and you can put them in a pack or fold them up, or if you wanted to take it on a canoe or a horseback or even on a bicycle or something, you could certainly do so. And I think that was the thought back in the day when this gun was designed, to make it compact, easy to transport for especially for children, so they could take it out in the woods, fold it up, put it in a little knapsack or something, and sling it over their shoulder, take it in the woods and shoot squirrels or toads or tin cans or whatever. I only have a couple rounds left. I've just went through all my ammunition so far. So we'll go ahead and shoot the old Marlin 39A a couple more times. Oh, here's one that I forgot. So if you're looking for a neat old lever action gun, Marlin Model 39 might be right up your alley. They don't make this gun anymore unless you order it out of the Marlin Custom Shop. That's as of 2018, and it's quite expensive. It's I think around $3,000 for a Marlin Custom Shop one. A older 39A, you're going to spend a little bit of money for one. Usually they're in the like $500 to $800 range. I didn't pay nearly that for this one. This one does have some wear on the finish. It's been thoroughly enjoyed by someone besides myself. But it definitely has some collectible value to it. Really good gun to hand it down. I plan on teaching my daughter how to shoot with this gun when she gets a little bit older. So if you're looking for something like that, you know, check out your local gun shops and their used gun counter. See if they have a Marlin Model 39A or maybe a gun auction or something like that. You could also try the internet gun broker if you wanted to. I was able to find this one locally, so it worked out really well for me.